Yo, 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 yo. What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? Checking in, checking in, checking in. It's Wednesday. What up, dude? What's going on with everybody? It's hump day. Hump day, hump day, hump day, hump day. It's almost Christmas. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. 9 days till Christmas. Have you got your shopping done? If you like me, you have not. You've been slacking. You've done a lot of shopping for yourself. You've done a lot of shopping for yourself, but you probably hasn't done anything for anybody else. I haven't done a lot of shopping for myself. I'm not going to lie. I haven't done a lot. I bought some workout clothes. That's about it. I haven't really done a ton of shopping for myself. You know, it's one of them years. It's one of them years, man. You know, it's a pandemic. We can't get together anyway. You know what I'm saying? You got to put that. You can send stuff in the mail. Cuzzo checking in. First one in. What up, Evan? What up, though? B Diva in this thing. What up, though, Go? What up, though? Said fresh merch. Need to do a giveaway. Listen, the merch launch is coming soon. Maybe it'll be, I don't know. Maybe a New Year thing. We'll see. The merch launch coming soon. This is custom merch. You can't get this everywhere. It's rare. B Diva said she ain't got no shopping done yet. You wait to the last second like me. Miss Sandy checking in. What up, Miss Sandy? Look, Christmas shopping, man, it's nerve-wracking. I told y'all before around Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is a way better holiday. There's too much pressure during Christmas, you know, especially when you get to an older age. You don't get gifts like that anymore. It's a lot just pressure on you to buy gifts for everybody else. You got to make sure everybody else is happy. You got to make sure it's a good gift. And once you get to a certain age, you got to put thought into gifts. Like, it doesn't have to be anything like extravagant, whatever, but you got to put a lot of thought into it. And I don't like to think. I just like to show up and eat. That's why I like Thanksgiving. Christmas, you got to make thoughtful gifts. If you're in a relationship, you've been in a relationship for a while, you got birthdays, you got Valentine's Day, you got Christmas, you got to get gifts all times of the year. If you've been in a long relationship, what do you do? How do you keep coming up with fresh ideas? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you keep coming up with fresh ideas if you're in a relationship and you buying gifts 3 times a year? Not to mention your anniversary. You know what I'm saying? Not to mention your anniversary. So, like how do you keep coming up with fresh ideas? It's too much pressure on Christmas. I just want to show up and eat. Like Thanksgiving. I don't cook. I don't clean. But I don't. What Cardi say? I don't cook. I don't clean. But this is how I eat a chicken wing. Something like that. Ain't that what Cardi said? I don't know. Something like that. But it's better. Thanksgiving is just simply better than Christmas. Period. Too much pressure. Andy Clark checking in. What up, though? Miss Sandy said, I'm not even asking for a Christmas present this year. Still being here is enough for me. That is true. The gift of life. Life is precious, man. I'll tell you that. Life is precious. This has been a hectic year. Life is hectic. That's what Wu-Tang Clan said too. Life is hectic. But this year really puts a lot of stuff in perspective, man. Life is definitely precious. So you got to appreciate your loved one. I know it's hard to not be around them, but you really appreciate them more when you're probably not around them. Make sure y'all be safe when y'all congregating and doing y'all thing on these highways and byways and whatnot. Evan, I'm guessing everybody, I don't know what we doing. Nobody made any plans this year, so I'm guessing, Evan, our family not meeting up this year. I guess we kind of doing our own thing. I guess. I don't know. I don't know. It's been this pandemic has thrown everything off. We were separate on Thanksgiving, and we're going to be separate on Christmas, I guess, too. No pirate game, unless we're going to do the little white elephant or pirate game over Zoom. Is that how we're going to do? We're going to do it over Zoom? And then everybody just ship the gift to somebody else once they figure out what it is? You know, I don't know. There's got to be some way you can do it. I don't know. There's got to be some way. We can make something work. And Clark said she finished her shopping. You must have did yours on Black Friday. See, that's the thing. Black Friday, I make a list throughout the year. Anytime I need something that's out of my budget, I make a list. I say, I can wait for this. Till Black Friday. So I wait till Black Friday to buy it. I'm not going to buy it at the time if it's too much. You know what I'm saying? Big purchases like that, like furniture or like something little that you wanted, like TV or something that you needed all year. Like you may have that 32-inch, you eyeballing that 55 coming up on Black Friday. You don't need it right at the moment. But if Black Friday coming is on sale, you'll go ahead and cop it. Miss Sandy said she just give money. She said she don't even do gift cards. She just throw that thing in the envelope or fold it up, fold the cash up, fold it up like this and just hand it to people. Just Merry Christmas. She said she giving money. I just want a bill paid. That's all I want for Christmas. Pay a bill. So you ask them what they want, and that way they aren't disappointed. Good point. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the surprise factor can be fun. Donald Clark in this thing. What up, though? She said Cardi B said, I'll show you how you get this real. I know the words. I was just playing around. I ain't gonna sing the whole song. You know what I'm saying? That song ain't for me. That song ain't for me. He said, who that? But how y'all feeling? Saints Nation, how y'all feeling right now? You know what I'm saying? We were cracking these jokes. I ain't gonna lie. Every time I put my faith in the Saints and bet money on them, they always let me down. I had big boy money on y'all. Big boy money on y'all. I had a parlay together. Y'all were the last piece of my bet that I needed to come through. It was all or nothing. So if I get all of them right, I make the money. If I don't, I lose. The Saints were the last piece to my parlay, and they blew it. They blew it. They blew it. They blew it. You know, I could have used that Christmas money. I wanted some Christmas money. See, I would have my Christmas shopping done had the Saints won that game. I would have had the money. But y'all went and let Jalen Hurts. I told y'all about Jalen Hurts. I said it last week that the irony of 2020. In college, he got his position taken by Tua Tagovailoa. Tua came in, won the game, won the ship. It was all downhill. Jalen ended up transferring. It was all downhill. Now he taking Carson Wentz's spot. Is the same thing going to happen to him? Is he going to Tua Tagovailoa Carson Wentz? Regardless, the legend continues because this man ran for 100 yards. He ran for 100 yards. Ran for a hundo, a C-note, a Benji. That man ran for a Benji on y'all in his first start. Now, I will say this. They're 10-3. Look, y'all in hot water. They in hot water right now because they got the Chiefs. This game Sunday, I mean, they all must win. They all must win games. But listen, Green Bay 10-3. They got the head-to-head, right? They got the head-to-head, so it's like he cracking jokes. She said pronounce Tua last name. She said pronounce Tua last name again. Tua Tagovailoa. Tagovailoa. You say his name. It ain't easy. You cracking jokes. It ain't easy. You say his name then. Tagovailoa. I spell it. I mean, I say it how it's spelled. I ain't from the islands. I say it how it's spelled. Tagovailoa. You know? I say it how it's spelled. My mouse is acting up. Y'all make sure I get a video thumbs up, please. If you have not, this is the Dunk on Demand show. Right now, we're trolling the Saints fans. BD said she feel good. They're 10-3, not 3-10. Hey, all right. Touche. If that was a jab towards the Panthers, I'll take that one on the chin. I'll take that one on the chin. You know what I'm saying? That was a good one. I give you that one. She said they lost because I put a bet on. Yeah, exactly. It's literally every time. I don't even bet on the Saints that often. I don't bet on the Saints, and I don't bet on the Panthers either. I usually don't. Because every time I bet on the Panthers, it makes me mad. If they lose, it makes me mad that I lost the money double time because I lost money and we lost the game. If I bet on the Saints, and they lose, it just adds a log to the fire. Like it just burns me up on the inside even more. How much I despise. It reminds me how much I despise the New Orleans Saints. It reminds me. Donald Clark said it's a stinker in every season. You can't have no stinkers down the stretch, man. The Packers are coming. Well, they're not coming. They here. Let me look at these rankings. Or these standings, excuse me. World. Okay, here we go. So the Packers are number one right now. They 10-3 with the tiebreaker. The Saints have clinched the playoff game, obviously. They clinched that last week. But a lot of people are saying the Rams, man. A lot of people say don't sleep on the Rams because their defense, they probably have one of the better defenses left in the playoffs. So they're saying don't sleep on the Rams because they actually have an offense to go with it. They're not like Pittsburgh. They got a good defense, but just a pedestrian offense is led by Big Ben. They're saying that the Rams are one of the most well-rounded teams left in this race. That's what they're saying. And Clark said she need the Titans to do them a favor. We'll see. Titans ain't no slouches either, but we'll see. Titans, obviously, they're leading the division. That's close too for them. They playing. It's going to be a must-win game for them. This has actually been a great year of football, y'all. If you look at the records, I mean, besides obviously the football team, everybody 9 wins across the board already. We got a 12-win team, an 11-win team, 3 10-win teams, 5 9-win teams so far already. Like, this is a pretty good year of football. You know what I'm saying? Pretty good year. Like, this is the parity that we actually hope for, especially for the circumstances with COVID. This has been a great year for like competition because it's kind of wide open. I'm not gonna lie, because in the NFC you got the Packers, who a lot of people think are frauds, but you still got the Packers you got to worry about. The Saints, of course, if Drew Brees comes back, they're gonna be a factor. A lot of people in the Rams, of course, a lot of people are giving the Rams a lot of hype. And, of course, the Buccaneers have a ton of talent, so they really, on any given day, the Buccaneers could probably knock somebody off and catch somebody slipping. But then you got Seattle. Seattle's not a slot. Their defense is garbage, and they got caught slipping by the Giants. But at the same time, they can compete with almost anybody when you have a guy like Russell Wilson with that much experience and that much creativity and who could play off schedule like that. In a one-game scenario, it's a hard situation. But in the AFC, you got the Chiefs, obviously. But the Steelers got 11 wins, even though some of their wins are overrated. The Bills look legit. Obviously, we've seen them. The Titans, of course, their offense has been pretty good. Their defense is kind of But we saw what the Browns could do on Monday Night Football. And the Colts, 9-win team, they've been pretty good this year, too. Their defense has been solid. And the Dolphins are actually in the playoff picture right now. They would be the number 7 seed. But, like, even the hunt is close because the Ravens are a game back. The Raiders are 2 games back. The Patriots still not even dead. Of course, the NFC is pretty much wrapped up, but it's pretty tight. Obviously, the Vikings still have a chance. Bears, Lions still have a chance. No, the Bears have a chance, not the Vikings, but that's pretty much it. Of course, then you got the NFC least division. So, like, it's been a good year. Dr. Clark said Rams are tough without a doubt, but on any given day, anything can happen. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's the thing I love about the NFL, man. It's just one game. It ain't the NBA playoffs. The best team don't always win. It's just about who's playing better that day. You know what I'm saying? What way the momentum is going. Who's getting injured? Where's the location? You know what I'm saying? The weather conditions. Like, so many factors when it comes to these one-game scenarios that you get the best of it. Anything can happen. That's why I love the NFL playoffs versus the NBA playoffs. You know what I'm saying? NBA, 7-game series, 9 times out of 10, the best team is going to win. You know, unless you suspend Draymond Green for 1 game over a BS technical foul, and then you allow the Warriors to get beat 3-1. Get allow them to let the Cavs come back from 3-1. That's the only way the best team doesn't win a series. But most times, the best team is going to win 4 times out of a 7-game series. NFL doesn't matter. Hell, if the football team gets in, they could knock somebody off. You see what they did to the Steelers. You see what the Giants did to the Seahawks on the road. You know what I'm saying? This is the NFC East. We thought they were slouches, but they came to play and got 2 big-time wins. So everybody kind of got quiet about calling NFC East how bad it is. The jokes slowed down a little bit. So, like you said, any given day, you're right. Andy Clark said that game on Monday was awesome. Yeah, that'll lead. Yeah, we can talk about that. Let's talk about that. Because Lamar, y'all saw the headline on the video. Y'all saw what Stephen A. was talking about. Baker Mayfield finally made the Progressive commercials worth it. All the commercials. He looked like he actually lived up to the money that they paid him for that. It was a good game, man. You got to love them back and forth, high-scoring games like that. You know, like nobody really likes defense. We like to see defensive players make some plays ever so often. But this was a very good game. It was a division rivalry, the Browns versus the Ravens. The back and forth. Lamar Jackson couldn't keep his feet. He had to put on some different cleats. You know what I'm saying? Then he ended up cramping. Ended up coming back, throwing a touchdown. Cramping. Ended up coming in and throwing a touchdown. Baker Mayfield drove the team down to tie it up. Then Lamar drove it down. Justin Tucker, the best kicker in the NFL. Maybe one of the only kickers you can trust. Kicked the game-winning field goal, man. It was a good game. 40. It ended up being 47-42 after that safety at the end. But Lamar, y'all see them jokes they were talking about Lamar? He said he had to get an IV in the locker room. A lot of people saw him in the back walking around. You know that walk you have where you got to squeeze your cheeks together because you're scared to pinch one off when you're trying to make it to the closest bathroom. That's that walk he had. So nobody was buying it that he was getting an IV. Especially when he came to the doorway, he saw that girl in the way. He waved her out the way, said, "Move." You know that sprint when you're trying to make it to the bathroom, people in your way? Nobody has the same sense of urgency you do. You know you got to get to the bathroom. You know you got to get to the bathroom, but people in your way, they don't sense your urgency. You know, kind of like when you going to work. Everybody's just chilling. When you late in a hurry, nobody cares. People are in your way, like him. He was trying to get to the bathroom, I guess. Everybody was in his way. But that was funny. He said cramping is a respectable term. He said they talked bad about Lamar. Yeah, they did. It was hilarious. The jokes were so funny, though. And Clark said he couldn't trust him last week when he missed the 32-yarder. That's true. He was wilding last week. It could be better. It could be worse. Blair Walsh from the Vikings. Not Blair Walsh. Blair Walsh, yeah, he did blow it. But I don't know who the Vikings. Is it Dan Bailey from the Vikings? He missed them field goals. They could have beat the Bucks. He could have beat the Bucks. He missed all them field goals. Dan Bailey used to be a legit kicker for the Cowboys, too. I don't know how you fall that far off the map. Who knows? They're head cases, man. Kickers are head cases. My saying goes, don't trust these kickers. Look at me. Don't trust these kickers. Period. Don't ever, I know there's only a little bit of time left, but always be aggressive. Always be looking to get into the end zone. Only kick the field goal as your last resort. Never settle for the field goal. Never get in field goal range and try to be cut. No. Go for the goal. Don't trust these kickers. They prove it too many times, no matter how good they are, they will let you down. Like I said, even Justin Tucker, like Andy Clark said, even Justin Tucker blew a field goal last week. The Panthers playing the Vikings blew a lead, but still had a chance to win the game. Their kicker missed a 54-yarder. Don't trust these kickers. Period. Don't trust them. Now, Lamar said, it happens. Exactly. It happens. Because, I mean, when you got to go, you got to go. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to be as, like Lamar Jackson. He's one of the most slight-footed players in the league. He's got good speed. He's very fluid in the hips. He can juke. You know what I'm saying? Very smooth and fluid. But at the same time, if you got to go, you got to go. Well, Lamar, nobody's blaming him. You can't run fast if you walk around with your butt tight because you're trying not to let one out. You know what I'm saying? How you going to be loose in the hips when you're trying to squeeze and keep something from falling out? You can't. If you got a load on your stomach, how can you run fast and be shifty the way he needs to be? You see he came in and threw a pass. and won the game, he was a whole different man. He was a whole different man. You know how much kind of stress and tension they can relieve and you relax after dropping the load? It makes too much sense. It makes too much sense. Nobody was believing the cramp thing. I mean, obviously, we know it probably was cramps. He probably got an IV. He said he did pull a Paul Pierce. But it's a lot more funny if he actually did what he did. They said he did. It's a lot more funny if he really did what he did, but he didn't. But it's still fun to play with. And Clark said, because Lutz let y'all down. Oh, yeah, that was true. I saw that. He did let y'all down. Yeah. He said, Lutz is in the funk. But, it was outside. It's different outside than kicking in that dome all year. It's different than kicking in that. Miss Sandy said, yeah. My bad. But what else about that game? Did y'all see the post-game antics? The post-game antics by Marcus Peters? I know y'all Saints fans probably hate Marcus Peters. He was talking that trash to Michael Thomas, and he ended up getting cooked by Michael Thomas last year for the game winner when y'all played the Rams and stuff. I guess that was, 2 years ago, probably. Yeah, 2 years ago. Marcus Peters is on Instagram Live of Marlon Humphrey talking trash to OBJ and Jarvis Landry. Jarvis Landry must have been talking trash because Jarvis Landry had a good game. He actually had a good game. He had a great game. Let me be clear it up. He had a great game. Marcus Peters did get cooked. There were screenshots of people posted online of Marcus Peters getting cooked. Getting cooked on routes by Jarvis Landry. There were screenshots. They got the receipts. The receipts are there. But Marcus Peters said that Jarvis Landry don't need to be talking any trash if his homegirl ain't there. His homegirl wasn't there because his homegirl was injured. Homegirl, a.k.a. Odell Beckham Jr. Now, this is on Instagram Live. Obviously, anything you put online, people are going to screenshot and screen record it, screenshot it. This is that day and age. Nothing goes away. Even in Instagram Live, it doesn't go away. So, of course, the internet got it and posted it. Now, I wonder what happens when OBJ sees that. OBJ's not playing. He's out for the season. But I'm sure he doesn't take too kindly to Marcus Peters saying that. I mean, it's crazy because Marcus Peters is getting cooked the whole game. But I know OBJ don't take too kindly to hearing that. He doesn't. You know, the last time somebody questions OBJ's manhood, allegedly questioned OBJ's manhood, last time that happened, there was a brawl on the field between him and Josh Norman. Allegedly, Josh Norman had the bat pregame. And allegedly, Josh Norman was questioning his manhood with similar rhetoric, I guess, to Marcus Peters. And Odell Beckham went berserk. You saw what he did. The fights, the headbutting, the scrapping the whole game. OBJ didn't take too kindly to that. Now, I'm sure Jarvis Landry won't either. The only thing we can hope for is these two teams play in the playoffs so we can see what the fallout may be. Because the Ravens ultimately won the game, so you can always say scoreboard. Scoreboard is the ultimate finisher. The ultimate finisher. But Marcus Peters, you got cooked, bro. He got cooked for a lot. But it's what happens. Said Marcus Peters has a screw loose. A loose screw. Hey, he got something wrong. There's something wrong with him. But you know, that's that Bay Area in him, man. That's that Bay Area. You know, they're from Oakland. Him and Marshawn from Oakland. They're from Oakland. The sports critic is offended by the word Redskin. Interesting name. What's up, man? WTF. But yeah, Marcus Peters was talking cash money on Instagram Live. Cash money. He was talking cash money. Like I said, he called them homegirls, saying Landry doesn't need to talk because his homegirl ain't there. Basically saying he's nothing without OBJ. But he called them homegirls. You know, they are the best of friends. They go way back to LSU days and stuff like that. But like I said, last time somebody questioned OBJ's manhood, there was a fight that broke out during the game. I'm talking about Josh Norman with the head spearing, the punches. They went at it pretty much the whole game. There were flags everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Last time that happened, it did not go well. So we'll see what happens if they get a third matchup. Hopefully the Ravens can get in the playoffs and maybe face the Browns. Who knows? Who knows how stuff will shake out? We'll see. But y'all hear about the NFL, man? This new deal they signed and they finessed these players. Y'all hear about that? Did y'all hear? Because this is crazy. I'm looking at my notes so I can make sure I give y'all accurate info. And I'm closing some of these apps too because my battery dying fast on my phone. Said Josh Norman sucks. Hey, man, just because y'all paid that man $15.75 million a year and y'all didn't get y'all return on y'all investment, you need to blame Dan Snyder. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Hate the game. But anyway, I don't feel sorry for these owners because of what we're about to talk about now. Y'all hear about this? The NFL just signed a 10-year, $100 billion deal with their TV partners. That's NBC, that's Fox, that's ABC/ESPN, that's Amazon. Did I miss anybody? CBS. They signed a 10-year, $100 billion deal, TV deal. Now, this amount of money is huge. And that's mainly because, nobody really watches these networks and live TV that much anymore. The only time you really get people that can guarantee to watch live events is sports. Because award shows, I don't think people really watch award shows like that. And obviously, everybody's busy, so everybody watches TV shows on their own time. So these networks have to fork over that big money to be able to get these streaming rights. I guess streaming for Amazon, but they got to get these game rights. 10-year, $100 billion. That's $10 billion a year in TV money. And just earlier this year, the players, they signed that new CBA deal that was garbage. They didn't look at the fine print. They did classic. They really put a definition to the word dumb jock. You know, we know jocks aren't dumb. We got a bunch of great businessmen now that these athletes are. Like LeBron James, great businessman. That's just an example. Peyton Manning owned a bunch of Papa John's, great businessman. Tom Brady, TB12 method. He finessed $4 million in the PPP loan. Great businessman. You know, some of these players are great. They're smart. They're not dumb. But that CBA move was a dumb job move. They had a chance to get a bigger piece of that $100 billion. They signed their deal, which was a 10-year. The funny part is both the CBA and this TV deal that the NFL signed are both 10 years. Now, how much information did the players know about that $100 billion that was coming in? I don't know. But the players get 42% of all revenue. They could have got a bigger share. And they still don't have guaranteed contracts. The only thing that players can do now, they can smoke weed. They can smoke weed. They get a little bit of bump in their salary. The minimum salaries increase, and retired players get like health benefits. That's the big meat and potatoes. All they really wanted was to be able to smoke their weed when they wanted to. That's all they got out of the deal. Meanwhile, the NFL, the finessed $100 billion. The NFL was only drug testing for weed because of public opinion. And now it's safe that we found out that marijuana is good for medicinal purposes. A bill has went into Congress. It's safe now. No need to worry about drug testing these guys or making the violations for smoking weed super harsh. Now, I do wonder what guys like Josh Gordon or Martavius Bryant, what's going to happen to them? Their careers got ruined by smoking weed. But at the same time, you got to be smarter than that. There was a lot of money on the table, clearly, just from the TV deals, not including the merchandise and stuff like that. All that money that they're going to lose from people not being able to be at the games, they'll get that back. The TV deals are ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And you let them, I mean, I know there was an expiration date on the CBA, but why not? You guys have all the leverage. You are the product. You guys are the product. And somebody in the NFL has to boss up. Somebody in the NFL has to boss up. Hate them or love them, like LeBron. LeBron has clearly taken the power from the owners and put it in the players' hands in the NBA. LeBron, I'm not even a LeBron fan, but I respect I don't like the way he went about it with the decision and all that, starting that super team thing. But the moves that he's making is revolutionizing the game on and off the court. He's taking the power back completely. Why do you think James Harden can go to the strip club during training camp or travel out to Vegas or the A to go see Lil Baby's party when he's supposed to be in training camp, even though he's getting $200 million? Why do you think guys like Giannis can get $226 million and show the ownership? He showed the owners his text messages, showing him all the players around the league that were trying to recruit him. He ended up getting a $228 million contract. The players have all the power, and it's all guaranteed. When your money is guaranteed, you can go to the strip club during training camp. You miss 3 practices during training camp in the NFL, they're going to start finding you. It makes huge headlines. They're going to start finding you. James Harden literally told the media today that going to the strip club was part of his training regimen. And he played in the preseason game yesterday. No ifs, ands, or buts. The players have all the power. The endorsements, the contracts are guaranteed, everything. NFL play, who's going to step up? Who's going to be the generational talent that has all the leverage to step up? Now, Patrick Mahomes signed that huge deal, and it was long-term too. He could be the guy that could do that, but after you sign that deal, you're not in that position. You're not in that type of position to be able to change the game like that. Why didn't he do something beforehand? He had the leverage. Patrick Mahomes is going to be the face of the league for the next 10 or 15 years. He's probably going to be the greatest quarterback of all time. You can already see it. Like, y'all remember how LeBron was when he was young? You can kind of tell what he was going to be on the way up. Like, you know Patrick Mahomes is going to be that. He's the type of dude that should have had that power to be able to. I don't think there's anybody else in the league that's as good as him that has the power and the leverage to be able to put the players in a better position as a whole. It's unfortunate, but the NFL players, they got finesse over some weed. Come on, man. And I'm not even tripping on weed. It should be legal. They shouldn't be able to get suspended, but that's all y'all wanted. That wasn't even that hard of a bargain. That's my thing. They probably would have gave y'all that easy. They don't care about y'all smoking weed. They just don't want y'all playing high. They don't want y'all getting caught with weed and going to jail. They don't care about y'all drug. No, they don't care about that. Come on. So without educating yourself about how to make money grow, they will forever be slaves to the system, the NFL. You figure out the acronym. Exactly. Straight up. Say Antonio Brown throwing a bike at the police. Man, Antonio Brown, he ain't got enough power. He made some moves this year, but he ain't have enough power. Antonio Brown wasn't making power moves. He was making some silly moves. But I just feel bad for these dudes, man. That's 10 years. I'll be out. That's a long time. And they stuck in that deal. The owners ain't going back to the table. I mean, what could they do? It's too many moving parts, man. Nobody's on the same page about the movement. Nobody's on the same page about the movement. So it's too many moving parts. Too many moving parts. But Louis Riddick, man. Y'all watch ESPN, Louis Riddick finally getting the interview. Louis Riddick he's a front office guy. Obviously now he's working for Monday Night Football. Does a pretty good job. Definitely a lot better than Jason Witten and Booger McFarlane. Like sometimes you don't have to be great at being a commentator. Just don't be annoying. Now some dudes, they bring some value. I love Gus Johnson when it comes to the NFL and basketball. I love Gus Johnson. He works for Fox. Tony Romo's not bad. And Jim Nance. I like Jim Nance. Jim Nance is pretty solid. But everybody can't be rock stars. I don't like Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. They are annoying to me. But regardless, Louis Riddick has done a respectable job, especially for being his first gig. Monday Night Football, one of the biggest, most watched events on Monday night during football season. It's a lot of pressure. And sometimes, like you said, guys like Gruden, they get stuck in that. They like coaching, they love the game, but you get to do the same thing. You get to look at film, evaluate players, do all the fun stuff that you like about football, but there's no pressure of getting fired if your team doesn't perform. You just have to perform yourself in that booth. You just got to perform in the booth. Donald Clark said, Vilma is up and coming. I don't like Vilma. I'm not going to lie. Vilma is not a good commentator to me. I think he just needs practice. I think he needs some practice. But he's not a great commentator to me. He's okay, but he's done a lot of Panthers games this year, and I've heard some issues. But like I said, it's his first gig. This job isn't easy. It's fun. It seems like it would be fun, but it's not easy. So I'm not going to be too hard on Jonathan Vilma. Shoot, I would take the job. I'm low key hating, so I'm not gonna be too hard on him because it's his first gig. You know what I'm saying? It's not. That's why I respect Louis Riddick so much, because he does a decent job. I know who Jonathan Vilma is. He was a Saint and a Hurricane. He was a Miami Hurricane in college too. I know who Vilma is. I used to love Vilma on the game, NCAA when they used to make it back in the day. I ain't no hater. I say I low-key hating on the gig because, like I said, that's a dream job. But I just call it how I see it. Like I said, he's done a lot of Panthers games this year. You know what I'm saying? But he's okay. He needs more experience. There's some guys there's a lot of new people I don't like. Like Sam Acho, I guess that's his name. He works for FS1. Acho, I don't really like Acho either. Marcellus, he's not new, but I'm really not a Marcellus fan. Obviously, Whitlock is garbage. Cowherd. I don't mind Skip. Obviously, Max. I like Max. You know what I'm saying? Those guys. I don't mind a lot of those guys. You know, I don't mind a lot of those guys. They're not bad to me. But anyway, Louis Riddick finally got an interview. Finally, he's got an interview with the Detroit Lions. And we talked about the Rooney Rule being BS, hiring coaches and stuff, and then the NFL trying to implement these new rules about trying to get these guys in the door. Because a lot of times, if you just get the right one in the door and give them a fair chance, you can find some good coaches. Like Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin really came out of nowhere. Had any of y'all heard of Mike Tomlin before he got hired by the Steelers? One of the most historic franchises in NFL history. One of the franchises that's had the least amount of coaches because they usually always make the right hire. Nobody heard of Mike Tomlin. But that Rooney Rule, which is Rooney, the Steelers, makes sense. And Mike Tomlin is now probably arguably the second best coach in the NFL. The second best coach in the NFL. Like, I don't think there's any doubt in it. After what he did last year without Ben Roethlisberger and having Mason Rudolph and Duck Hodges, for them to still be, 8-8? Never had a losing season? That's crazy. Dealing with Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell, Big Ben and his dirt and scandals. Like, you got to give Mike Tomlin credit, and nobody heard of Mike Tomlin before he got the interview. He was an assistant coach with the Minnesota Vikings. Nobody had heard of him. But now he's one year in and year out. The Steelers are competing. They're one of the best teams in the league this year. I mean, he's done a great job. Andy Clark said she like Acho. She don't like Nick. Nick not bad. I don't really tolerate Nick. Computer froze. You love him some LeBron James. So Reddit is also scheduled for a Houston interview. I did not know that. I didn't know that. That's big time. I don't know what took so long. The same reason I don't know what took so long with Eric Bieniemy was taking so long. Now, hopefully Bieniemy will be picked up this year, and maybe with the incentive that the NFL put in, that if you hire a black coach from another school team, you get an extra pick. Maybe that'll help put some other people over the top. But I don't know what took so long. What took so long? And the Lions is trying to make up for their sins of firing Lovie Smith. They did Lovie Smith dirty, so they're trying to bring in a black GM to make amends. You know, Lovie Smith took them to the playoffs, and they got him about the paint. Jim Caldwell. Jim Caldwell took them to the playoffs, and they got him about the paint. For what? So they could get in Matt Patricia, who had pretty much done nothing. Yeah, Donald got me. Caldwell, yeah. Appreciate that. It clicked for some reason. Wrong black coach. Lovey got done dirty in Tampa. Same story, different person. My bad. Lovey got done dirty in Tampa. And Lovey just got fired from the University of Illinois. I don't think he was a college guy anyway. He need to come back to the league. Lovey got to come back to the league, bro. If he wants to coach, Lovey got to come back to the league. It's time, bro. I know you want to get paid, touch your hand down in college, but some guys don't have the personality for college, man. You got to have a special personality to be a college coach. Lovey is an NFL coach all day, in my opinion. But I'm happy to see Lewis. I like Louis Riddick, man. I like the work he's done with ESPN. He's been out of the game way too long. You know what I'm saying? Glad he's getting an interview. Hopefully he gets a job. It's 2 interviews. So we'll see. Hopefully he gets a job. Need more black execs. Finding black execs is even harder than finding black coaches or getting them a job at least. Not finding them. Because the talent has got to be out there. But coaching is the ultimate job of nepotism and loyalty. It's about nepotism and loyalty, man. If you clean the locker room for Andy Reid or Sean McVay, you're going to get a job. You don't have to do anything. You have to have no power. If you clean a locker room, scrub the showers for Andy Reid or Sean McVay, you're going to get a job. But a guy like Eric Bieniemy, who actually is the offensive coordinator for one of the greatest offenses we've seen. Revolutionary. The creativity they show is crazy. He can't get a job? Okay. Nevertheless, it is what it is. We'll move on. Did y'all hear about Sean McVay? The Rams had a bye week. The Rams they're coming off their bye week. They had a bye. Did y'all hear about them? Y'all hear about Sean McVay? How he spent his bye week? Did y'all hear about that? It wasn't major news, but did y'all hear about it? Sean McVay, the Rams had a bye week this past week. And on Sunday, we know Sean McVay is a football junkie. Ravens number 8, hi. What up, though? What's up, man? Talking about the NFL stuff. Go hit the subscribe button. Ravens number 8. We're talking NFL. Hit the subscribe button. But yeah, Sean McVay. The Rams had the bye week. And last week, a lot of people on their bye week. I know you can't really travel or do much of anything now because of the pandemic and stuff. But a lot of people, they like to spend a lot of time with their family and friends, unwind. You know what I'm saying? They want a game plan and do stuff as a head coach. But Sean McVay, on Sunday, he spent his whole Sunday in front of the TV watching NFL Red Zone. The whole Sunday, watching NFL Red Zone. He's just a football junkie watching NFL Red Zone. And he told in an interview, he said that's all he did. He said his fiance asked him if he wanted to do something, wanted to hang out, do something else. They don't get a lot of free time because he's always at the facility, always working. She asked him if he wanted to hang out. He said, nah, I'm watching NFL Red Zone. Now, this is hilarious to me because hearing this just lets me know that Sean McVay is no different than any other man or person. I know there's a lot of women on here that watch NFL too. But Sean McVay is no different than any other man on the Sunday in the fall. It's gonna be hard pressed to get me away from the TV screen. At least when the Panthers are playing. But if there's any other good games on, it's gonna be hard to get me away. Like I said, don't bother me if the Panthers are playing. But I'm not an NFL coach. I'm at home during the week. You know what I'm saying? I'm around people all the time. Like, it's fine. I don't have a job that keeps me away from the people I love and care about all the time. So, like, it's excusable for me to have one day out the week where I just have peace. It's understandable. But when your own fiance is like, hey, you want to go maybe hang out or go to the park or do da-da-da-da or whatever? You're like, nah. I'm watching NFL Red Zone. That's cold-blooded. It's crazy to me. It's hilarious to me. You know, but like I said, it's not exactly the same as me or you or anybody else saying that because he's not at home all the time. And it's even funnier because he just got engaged. If you look at his nice house, as you saw on Hard Knocks, and his fiance, you probably think he's crazy. Like, it's just hilarious to me, man. Like I said, he's no different than us, but at the same time, the circumstances are pretty much different. His mindset is the same, but his circumstances are a little bit different, man. You ain't got the same lifestyle or schedule that we got. You know? So, like, come on, bro. That's funny, though. Like, it's funny. Ravens, they say you're a Panthers fan. Yeah, I'm a Panthers fan, man. We're talking about the whole NFL today, though. On Wednesdays, talk about the whole league. Talk about the whole league. Go ahead and get the video a thumbs up, too, please. But, I mean, how are y'all on game day? Are y'all, like, stuck in front of the TV? Is it hard to get y'all away from off the couch? Do you only get up during commercial breaks to get beer or to use the bathroom? Are y'all like Sean McVay, or y'all will just turn down anything? Like, if anybody else is trying to talk to you during the game, you're like, nah, leave me alone. That's how I am during the Panthers game. Like, my phone's off. I used to live tweet. I don't live tweet anymore like that. I don't want to hear anything. I don't want any noise. I need to be one with my team. They need me. I feel like they need me in spirit. They need my undivided attention. They need me focused. That's how I am. That's the type of fan I am. You know. But Sean McVay's a different breed, bro. He a different breed. It's hilarious. He's asking, will the Panthers fire their GM? They need to. I don't think so, though. He's a very likable guy. If you listen to him talking in his interviews with GM, he's a very likable guy. But his record as a GM is 106 and 131. And like what, 2? I think he has like 2 ties under his belt. He deserves to be fired. Like, he literally ruined the salary cap the first time. Talked the same owner, into bringing him back as a bridge GM. And he's been there ever since they got a new owner. They got a new owner. So he either has dirt on ownership or he has stake in the team or something. Because he's 3 head coaches, 2 owners. The team has only been around 26 years. He's been a GM for like 13 of them. That is crazy. It's crazy. This man, he's done nothing to deserve the job that he has now. He needs to be fired. He's done nothing. Matter of fact, we played we played a football team. The Panthers played a football team next week, right? We play the Packers football team and then Saints one more time. Should be fine. Miss Annie says she's usually trying to watch 2 games at once. That's what I do. I kind of keep an eye on the Falcons on my phone. I don't have it loud, but I have it on mute so I can watch during the commercial breaks. I have the Falcons on my phone like beside me. And then I have the Panthers on Sunday Ticket on the TV, obviously. And then on the commercial breaks at halftime, I may flip to some other games, regional games to see. I'll peep in on the Patriots to see how Cam doing. But I'm not missing a minute of action for the Panthers. Donald Clark said, right now the Panthers need me on the field, not at home. He said they need me in more than spirit. The Panthers need me on the field, not just in spirit. That's funny. You're right, though. I can't even be mad at the jokes because we're trash. Y'all want Teddy Bridgewater back? Do the Saints want Teddy Bridgewater back? It seems like y'all really like Teddy Bridgewater, Saints fans. Do y'all want Teddy back? Y'all can have him. Take the salary and the contract too. And Clark said she usually at work on Sundays, but bring a tablet, watch the game there. That's how I am during the NCAA tournament. During March Madness, I bring my tablet, have it on my desk at work, post it up right beside me, and I'm watching it while I'm working. So you have a desk job. I think you said you was in nursing. So you be running and gunning. So who would I want them to hire for a new GM? We can have Bruce Allen if we like. Nah, we good on him too. Who would I want? I mean, I'd be interested in Louis Riddick, but I don't know how much he would mesh with Matt Rule. I don't know how he would mesh with Matt Rule. But who would I want? I don't know. We could have got the guy from the Eagles, but we kind of drug our feet on that and we missed the ball on him. I don't know who's up and coming. The only GM I know is Louis Riddick. We'll see, though. I don't want anybody. I want somebody new with a brand new, I want younger mind, somebody that's new, but that's new and inexperienced. Now, I think there is a guy from Pittsburgh that David Tepper obviously has connections with. Tepper has connections with them, so there may be a guy in Pittsburgh that's like a cap specialist, quote unquote, that could be coming to Carolina. We'll see. That seems like the likely case. Like I said, football is all about nepotism. Who you know? Who knows you? Who did you used to work with? Nepotism, man. It's not what you know, it's who you know. So we don't have anything around Teddy. Why do people keep saying that? These are the best 3 wide receivers that the Panthers probably had at one time. But nah, I'm not going to lie. I can't do that to Basim Muhammad, Steve Smith, Ricky Pro. I can't do that to them. But this is the best core of receivers we've had in a while. We're about to have 2,000-yard receivers. Mike Davis is a very respectable back. The offensive line is not great, but it's better than we've had over years past. Like I said, O-line is not the best, but it's a lot better than we've had in years past with Cam Newton. You know, we've started a different left tackle every year since 2013. Every year. There's been a different starting left tackle at the beginning of the season since 2013. Wild. You can't build an offensive line without having the blindside blocker changing every year. It's a revolving door, a turnstile. Now, we have one good lineman, a right tackle, Taylor Moton. He is great. But are we going to be able to afford to pay him? That's the tough part. You know, he shut down Joey Bosa. He shut down Cameron Jordan last time he played him. I'm going to make a video showing that. But he did. Sports Chris said Daniel Jeremiah. I ain't think about that. You know, these NFL draft guys, I think that's what they be doing. They be auditioning for these GM positions. You see what happened with Mike Mayock. He put the formula out there. These guys that get in the heavy in the draft, maybe they want to be a GM. Who knows? Is that the formula? Dr. Clark said O-line. Yeah, O-line, like I said, it's not great, but it's been better. Said Dave Gettleman, you got jokes. Never again. Never again. McShane said, I think Teddy's getting too much of the blame. I do too. You know, I can't disagree. And I'm not even a Teddy fan. But let me defend Teddy real quick. A lot of people are putting a lot of pressure on Teddy because, one, he was in a lose-lose situation. You know, he wanted to finally get a chance to be the man, so he left the Saints. Drew Brees decided to come back one more year. I'm sure Teddy Bridgewater would have loved to stay in New Orleans. But Teddy looked a lot better in that scenario because he had one of the best offensive lines in the league. He was arguably the best receiver in the league in Michael Thomas at that time. Alvin Kamara is a top 5 running back. Jared Cook is a very good and athletic, huge tight end. You got one of the greatest offensive minds in NFL history as your coach. It's hard not to succeed under those circumstances. Now, when you have to be the man on a franchise that doesn't have all that in place, you have an inexperienced coach, you have an offensive line that's patchwork, it's not that great. You got a good running back, probably the best running back in the league, but he's hurt. You got respectable receivers. You don't have anybody like guaranteed like Michael Thomas, but the sum of those parts are very dependable, like a Mike Thomas. But the circumstances are different. You had to carry a lot more of your own weight. Teddy really just got the keys to the Lambo with the Saints. They gave him the keys to the Lambo and say, just stay in your lane, bro. Don't crash. Stay in your lane. Play these 5 games, stay in your lane, right the ship. Once Drew comes back, we're good. Stay in your lane. Now he didn't get the Lambo. He didn't get a little Tesla that drives itself. You know, Tesla does drive itself. They got those self-driving cars now. You really just show up, put in the destination, and it drives for you. Now, he came to Carolina. Carolina's not the same circumstances. You're not walking into a Lamborghini. You don't get a Lamborghini in Carolina. Carolina, you get more of a Toyota Corolla or a Camry. You get a Camry. Now, things aren't going to be perfect, but it definitely gets you from point A to point B. You can do something with it. You know what I'm saying? You can do something with it. But you got to do your part also. You got to do your part also. And we saw Cam Newton throughout his career put his body on the line, cover up a lot of deficiencies. We never had a good receiving core for him. Never had a good receiving core for Cam. But you see, once Cam leaves, we get a bunch of good receivers in. So you had that part. There's a big part of the fan base that just joined the fan base in 2015 when we went to the Super Bowl because they liked Cam. The thing was good. The team seemed cool. It seemed fun to watch these guys play. A lot of people joined the fan base then and started riding. Everybody's not 95ers like me or a lot of other people that we know. Everybody's not 95ers. So all they've known is Cam Newton and the way that plays. So it's a different scenario. So it was always going to be hard for Teddy Bridgewater to come in after the greatest quarterback in franchise history, arguably one of the greatest players in franchise history, period. It was always going to be hard coming in for him. Now, he was hiding behind that completion percentage and all that, but now that we've seen he's 0-7 in these close games and opportunities to have a go-ahead or comeback win, he's 0-7. People are like he's unclutched. Cam Newton had 18 of those in his career. 18 times Cam Newton had a game-winning touchdown drive. We saw it the second to last year he was there against the Eagles. It was 17-0 going into the fourth quarter. He brought us back to win that game. You had a belief. Like me, I know that it's so hard to game plan for Cam Newton. I know he's inconsistent with his accuracy and whatever like that. People talk about that. But with Cam Newton walking into any game with his size, his ability to run, his arm strength, his ability to carry a team, I always felt like we had a chance to win any game. And I wasn't always a Cam fan. But after a while, I always felt like we had a chance to beat any team. And it was because of Cam Newton. We don't have that assurance now. Teddy can be steady, but we don't have that assurance right now. Teddy hasn't shown us he can be clutch. That's the main reason why Teddy's getting all the hype. Now, he did play back in quarters 1 through 3 this past Sunday, but the fourth quarter, he was awesome. He was awesome. But technically, right now, he's having a career year, but he only has 14 touchdown passes? Not great. The completion percentage, they fall in love with that. But I think him playing in New Orleans is what got him being extra conservative. Sean Payton preaches, take the completion. Don't force anything. Take the completion, let guys run out the catch and do this, that, and whatever. Take the completion. If you look at the numbers, Taysom Hill throws short passes. His completion percentage is up there in the 70s, I think. Drew Brees, obviously, the most accurate quarterback in NFL history with completion percentage. Teddy Bridgewater's up there too. It's the mentality that was coached and ingrained into his head. Teddy was already conservative before he got to the Saints. But getting to the Saints just made him even more conservative, I think, and tried to make him more efficient with getting completions. But it was always going to be hard for Teddy, man. There was unfair expectations with where the team is at. But at the same time, 0 for 7 and come from behind scenarios, you got to at least get 1 or 2. I think if you beat the Vikings, your old former team, maybe that monkey's off your back. If you beat the Falcons, if that 60-something yard field goal against the Saints goes in, maybe you get the monkey off your back. But it's happened too many times. We played too many close games and lost them. You know, the fan base starts to get restless. Says, I hope y'all get y'all wish if Teddy goes to another team. Say you make it. That's the point. You're making nothing around him. Like I said, the receivers, the O-line is, like I said, the O-line is not great, but it's better than before. It's better than the past. But I think it's a lot of the part is coaching too. The coaches are blameless. People don't want to blame the coaches because they're new and they're supposed to be the hot hires. Joe Brady was supposed to be the hottest guy on the market. Nobody wants to blame them, but they should take blame too. This is only Teddy's third full year. This is true. But when you're getting $21 million, even though it's a respectable contract, but you're playing like you can get the same results from a rookie, they could have put a rookie in there to go 4-9. So he almost had 70% in college. Yeah, but Teddy seemed a lot more. He was a lot. Like the offense was a little bit more. I guess it was pro style, but it was a lot more open. In my opinion, he didn't seem that conservative in college as he does now. I did like Teddy as a college quarterback. I liked him coming out, but he just ended up being too conservative. You know, when you come into the league, you're in a scenario where pretty much you have Adrian Peterson and a dominant defense like the Vikings have, and your job is to not mess up. You be conservative. You go to the Jets, who are just garbage. He had a little short stint there before he got traded to the Saints. But the Saints, Sean Payton, he preaches efficiency. He preaches completions. He schemes open a lot of easy routes. Makes the quarterback's job easy. Very quarterback-friendly system. It got into his brain. And now Joe Brady, I mean, this is the thing. You brought in Joe Brady. You brought in Teddy because, you brought in Teddy first because I think Matt Rule just wanted Teddy anyway. But you brought in Joe Brady because he's a hot name on the market and he has a rapport with Teddy going back to the Saints days. But there's no reason for this offense to be only averaging 23 points per game. Not with these receivers we have. DJ Moore is going to be a 1,000-yard receiver. Robbie Anderson is going to be a 1,000-yard receiver. Curtis Samuel, he's not going to be 1,000 yards, but if he wasn't he's a number 3. He's a number 3 target. He's probably going to finish with what? Probably 600 or 700 yards. Chris McCaffrey didn't play most of the year. I know, but Mike Davis is very respectable. It's just hard, man. It's hard. I feel bad for the amount of blaming he's getting, but it's tough. It's tough. It's tough. But let me get up off here, man. Been going over an hour. I appreciate y'all tuning in, man. It's been a good show. We had some fun tonight. But I'm going to let y'all go. Make sure y'all tune in tomorrow. I have a special guest. I'm going live tomorrow. We're talking Panthers. I have a special guest. I will announce it on my YouTube channel who the guest is tomorrow. I'm going to post it. One of those little pictures or post on my timeline, whatever they call it, my community tab. So make sure y'all check the YouTube app in the morning. I'm going live tomorrow. First collaboration. I'm collabing. I'm collabing, guys. I'm trying to do something different. I'm collabing. So make sure y'all check your YouTube app timeline tomorrow. I'm making an announcement. I'm collabing for the first time ever. Making history for my channel. My first time collabing. So make sure y'all stay tuned. I'm going to announce it. It's going to be fun. Talking Panthers talk. Everything Panthers tomorrow. Game on Saturday for the Packers, but we're talking Panthers. So make sure you guys check that out. Be in tomorrow about 8:30 when I'm going live. 8:30, same time usually when I'm going live tomorrow. Said my second favorite NFL team. My second favorite is the Bucks. The Bucks. No. Second favorite. Do I have a second favorite team? If I had a second, I'm not gonna lie. Y'all gonna think I'm a bandwagoner, but I used to like the Chiefs once upon a time. 4-10 talk. I used to like the Chiefs once upon a time. I used to love Priest Holmes. When I played football, Priest Holmes was my favorite running back. I like Larry Johnson. I like Tony Gonzalez, Trent Green, Dante Hall, Willie Roaf. Those are my guys. I used to love the Chiefs. I'm not really a huge Chiefs fan anymore like that. I mean, I like the Chiefs just because I like their players. I like watching Mahomes. I love Tyreek Hill. But I don't really have a second team, man. Do I have a second? No, I don't really have a second team. Now, NBA, I like a couple guys, a couple teams, but I don't really have a second favorite NFL team. I can't say that. I got a lot of random NFL team like gear. I got a lot of Browns gear. I got a Steelers hat. This is just random stuff that I picked up over the course of my life because stuff is on sale. Now, Clark says 4-10 talk. Hey, listen. You call it correctly. It's 4-12 talk. We speak it into existence. 4-12. We're trying to get Justin Fields or Zach Wilson, something like that. So whenever Drew Brees and Tom Brady retire, we're taking over the division. We're getting our quarterback now. We're getting the lumps out. Getting our young quarterback. Getting our team together. By the time y'all old men at quarterback retire, we're going to be ready. You address us as 4-12, not 4-10. Get these 2 games knocked out without Christian McCaffrey. Rest Christian McCaffrey. Bring him back the best running back in the league next year. Get a revamped offensive line. We'll be back. Andy Clark said, ask the Saints talk in there. We'll see. Maybe it'll come up since y'all left on the schedule. It won't be much, but I it's my first collab, man. It's my first collab. So hopefully my software cooperates and my internet and my battery stays alive. So y'all own the division for now. Because I don't think Taysom a long-term answer. I don't think y'all think it either. I don't think y'all think Taysom is the long-term answer either. He's 3-1 as a starter. I said, we're going to talk about the Saints a little bit. We'll talk about them a little bit. Not a ton. We'll talk about them in terms of the division. But it's going to be more Panthers-centric, I guess, is the thing. 8:30, though. 8:30 is going to be the time. 8:30. like I said, check the YouTube app in the morning. I'm going to post it. So am I from North Carolina? No, I'm from South Carolina, actually. I live in Atlanta right now, but I was born and raised in South Carolina. Been in Atlanta I've been in Georgia for about 11 years. Been in Atlanta probably about 6. So Taysom not long term. I think under Sean Payton, Jameis can get better. I think it's possible, but I thought Jameis was going to get the start. Honestly, I thought he was. We'll see. We'll see how good of a coach Sean Payton really is. You know, we'll see what we can do with Jameis with a real offseason, I guess, next year if Jameis comes back. But we'll see. Jameis only making, what, $1 million? $1 million? So we'll see. We'll see. Undercover Falcons fan spotted. Knows I literally hate the Falcons. You calling me a Falcons fan is like, no, I'm not going to compare it to that. I'm not going to compare it to that. I ain't going to compare it to that. But yeah, that's like cussing me out, calling me a Falcons fan. I hate the Falcons. My hate order is the Saints, Sean Payton, and then the Falcons. That's the order of people, like my ranking of most hated entities in the NFL. It's the Saints, Sean Payton, and then the Falcons. That's the order. Yeah, Sean Payton did say that. Sean Payton said that Jameis could be the long-term answer. I'm like, bro, if he could be the long-term answer, why he not in the game right now? Why not? Are they going to have a quarterback competition next year? They're going to bring Jameis back, have him and Taysom duke it out in the preseason? Is that what's going to happen? Is that what's going to happen? They're going to duke it out? Said winners are used to the hating. Maybe. I do like Alvin Kamara, though. I'm an Alvin Kamara fan. I'm not going to lie. I'm an Alvin Kamara fan. So you missed training camp. Yeah, it wasn't much of a training camp anyway. It was all meetings and Zoom meetings. Yeah, somebody did say Taysom Hill is a better version of Lamar. That was the stupidest thing I ever heard. That's what I'm saying, man. Some of these analysts are horrible. They're horrible. Like, I know nowadays people just say crazy stuff so they can get a lot of clicks and likes and follows, but come on. For somebody to say Taysom Hill is just as good, if not better, like, that's crazy. We got a Dolphins fan checking in. Fans up 24/7. He said, fans up. Shout out to the Dolphins, man. They're number 7 seed right now in the wild card. Tua, man, doing his thing. Hit the subscribe button, bro. We talking NFL every Wednesday. Live streaming. All comments get posted and responded to. So it wouldn't be fair to Jameis. And Sean Payton said he made a commitment to Taysom. Yeah, they paid him money. Of course they made a commitment. They paid him. And like I said, I told y'all this a couple weeks ago. Donald Clark, I don't think you saw this. I told y'all this a couple weeks ago. Sean Payton, the 3 reasons for it is economic reasons and his ego and politics. Politics because Taysom has been in the system and Jameis is new. Economics is because they just gave Taysom Hill a contract. So they have to at least see what he has as a starting quarterback in the NFL. And ego is because Sean Payton put that word out there saying that he was Steve Young like. Sean Payton is that big and cocky of a coach with that big of an ego that he feels like he can turn water into wine. So now he has to fall on that sword of making Taysom Hill look like Steve Young. He had to put him in there. Steve Young rode the bench, but he rode the bench to a Hall of Famer in Joe Montana, not Jameis Winston. So if you were to put Jameis Winston in there over Taysom Hill, it would say a lot about that. And it makes you look crazy. It was his ego. It was his ego. Appreciate that, man. He said you just like and subscribe. Appreciate that, bro. You got to tune in every Wednesday around 8 to 8:30. We go live. Talking about the whole NFL, all the crazy stuff that nobody's talked about. We're talking about Lamar taking a dump. We talked about that. We talked about Marcus Peters talking trash. We talked about Sean McVay being just like everybody else and ignoring his fiance on NFL Sunday. You say you know why they said it. Yeah. You say you agree. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it comes down to politics, economics, and ego. That's the three reasons. Like I said, politics, economics, and ego. Should I break it down again one more time? Politics, because Taysom Hill has been there. He's been there for a while. He has seniority over Jameis Winston. There's politics involved. It's nepotism in NFL. I told y'all, it's politics. Economics. They gave Taysom Hill a big contract. They didn't get you don't get paid that much to be a personal protector on the punt team or a wing back or a gunner on the punt team and kickoff team. You don't get paid that much money that he did to do all that. They needed to find out exactly what they had in Taysom Hill and if he can actually be the long-term answer. And ego, because Sean Payton said that he was Steve Young Jr. or whatever, and now Sean Payton is that cocky and big-headed of a coach. That's why he goes for it on fourth down all the time and gambles and take these uncalculated risks. Sean Payton does, is because he has a huge ego. I mean, it's a confidence in himself. The same reason that makes him great is the same reason that bites him in the butt. That's how Sean Payton is. But that ego, now he has to live up to that. He got to fall on that sword and make him Steve Young, or he looks crazy. Jameis Winston only getting paid $1 million. So that's affordable. You can afford to not play him. You know? But Taysom Hill, you're committed to him. You're actually committed to him. So you got to find out what you got. So why am I hating on Peyton? What did Peyton do to me? He's just a jerk, man. He be talking trash to players on the field. Like, it wasn't even my team. He was talking trash to Devontae Freeman that time. And Sean Payton just has a very punchable face. He just has a very punchable face, you know? It just is a very punchable face. That's how I feel about Sean Payton. You know? Like I said, he's the only thing standing between the hate I have for the Saints and for the Falcons. It's Sean Payton. Michael Thomas up there too. He up there. Michael Thomas up there. He probably number 5. He number 5. So why is politics about everything? I mean, that's how it is, man. That's how the world is. It's politics. Because like I said, Taysom been around. Seniority, nepotism. That's how it is. It's politics in almost everything. It's politics in little league sports. This coach's son may be garbage, but he gets to play. There's politics in everything, man. It may not be the Democrats and Republicans like you see on Fox News and CNN, but there's different types of politics. It's not literal politics, but it's politics, man. Like I said, even in Little League. Everybody know the coach's son probably garbage, but he gets all that playing time. Or that one kid that's mom is dating the head coach. He's garbage, but he makes the cuts. He said Sean Payton is petty, but we New Orleans is like that. No, don't even do that. Because Sean Payton, yeah, he is petty, but don't try to put him in the same boat as y'all. He's not one of y'all. I actually like a lot. I have a lot of friends from New Orleans. Y'all come on my live stream weekly, and I talk to y'all. I enjoy y'all company. But I do not like Saints fans like that. I do not like y'all as fans. Y'all are annoying. Y'all are delusional. Y'all are like Cowboys fans except for y'all team wins every so often. Cowboys teams are delusional and they don't win. At least y'all win. But y'all are still delusional about the extent of winning and the capability of y'all team. That's how I feel about the Saints fans. They're delusional about how good their team really is. But y'all actually win, so that's why y'all become delusional. The Cowboys are delusional, and they'll win 3, 4, 5, 6 games in a season. That's the difference. That is the biggest difference for me. But yeah, Sean Payton has a very punchable face, in my opinion. I just don't like him. I don't like him. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't think it's just one thing. It's just accumulation of stuff. See, because we beat the Panthers, I see. I mean, yeah, y'all got us. I'm not gonna lie. See. The thing is now y'all gonna play y'all starters this year too because I mean y'all have something to play for. I wasn't expecting. My only thing that was killing me about maybe not going 4-12. I mean, granted, it was a close game with y'all last time, and we didn't have Christian. We're gonna have Christian next, probably last game of the season. That 60 something yard field goal was that short, so who knows how it can go. It's going to be in Carolina. Who knows how it'll go. Hopefully, we don't screw the pooch and screw ourselves out of getting a good draft pick, but we'll see. I wouldn't mind beating y'all. That's not a bad way to ruin our draft pick, beating the Saints. I'm not going to complain about that. I'm not going to celebrate us losing, but I'm not going to be mad at it. Lucas said, what up, though? Packers #1. How you like that? I mean, we'll see. Like I said, y'all burned me. I believed in the Packers. Then y'all got embarrassed by the Bucks. Y'all got embarrassed by the Bucks. Y'all, I jumped off the bandwagon. Once y'all got embarrassed by the Bucks, I jumped off the bandwagon. I had to let it go. Said, why play CMC on the last game? I don't know, man. I don't know. You pay this man all this money. Just shut him down. Protect your investment. We know the shelf life of running backs. Let it go. Let it go. You're not going to win a Super Bowl by playing him and winning one game. Let it go. You've been very competitive without him. It's not like you just begin destroyed. You've been very competitive. Yeah, you've lost a lot of close games. It's not like you've been getting blown out by really much pretty anybody. You've been in a lot of close games. You're competitive without them. Protect your investment. Like, people got to let that pride stuff go. And I know Christian's going to want to play. That's just the type of guy he is. But our coaches, like, what do you have to prove? I know you're trying to send a message in your first year that nobody's above anybody and we're not going to sit people down just because. I get it. But, like, come on, man. Protect your investment. The future ain't now. The future is next year and the next year. You know what I'm saying? Position yourself to be good for the long term. Protect your guys. Protect your investment. You know what I'm saying? Come on. But I told y'all I was getting off here, man. Y'all put me on here another 20 minutes. Another 20 minutes. I don't know when my camera battery gonna die. So let me get up off here, man. Like I said, y'all tune in. Look for the announcement of who I'm going live with tomorrow in the morning on YouTube. But I will be going live tomorrow night with a guest, a collab. Finally, a collab. So y'all make sure y'all stay tuned for that. Y'all be safe. Go get y'all Christmas shopping done. Oh yeah, Annie Clark. Don't forget about our bet. I'm gonna go live. Well, we play Saturday. Maybe I'll go live Sunday to remind you about our bet. I don't know what time that Chiefs and Saints game is, but I'm going to remind you about that bet. Don't forget about it, because as soon as that game over, you need to go ahead and do what I told you. If y'all win, I'll order the Saints merchandise after the game. It'll be here before the live stream on Wednesday. I'll wear the Saints merch the whole show. If you lose, you got to buy that Falcons gear. You got to take a selfie and post it online and say you lost the bet. You know, this is we made that bet a long time ago, but it's about that time. She said she didn't forget. Cool. So we're going to see. We're going to see what happens Sunday. You know. But Drew Brees off the IR. Said 325. I guess that's Central Time. I'm like, I'm like 325. That's Central. All right, 425 Eastern. All right, I got it. I was like 325. I was like, what is this? College football? I was like, college football? That time threw me off. That time threw me. That time threw me off. I'm not gonna lie. It threw me off. But yeah, all right, cool. It's a bet then. So we'll revisit. Well, I need to watch the game. Yeah, 425 Eastern. I got it. Cool. I was like, wait, what? I'm in Georgia, like 325. Well, yeah, Carolina plays Saturday, so I have all day to just watch anybody and everybody on Sunday. So should be fun. We'll see. Remember our wager. But don't forget, I'll let y'all go, man. I'm out of here. Peace.